Hello to my channel Chinese Star. Today we will bring you the following hot and exciting news.
Wang Yibo is so fierce. 32 endorsements, 5 billion box office, 27-year-old life, a role model for traffic stars. From a singing and dancing idol to a professional racing driver, from a robot dance boy to a Golden Eagle Award-nominated actor, Wang Yibo has used 10 years to turn traffic into a professional medal. From the bending training under the scorching sun that made his skin peel, to the drug trafficking scenes that made him bleed on the set, to the immersive sales of dismantling motorcycles in the live broadcast room, this post-90s generation has taken every unprofessional job to the extreme, step on the accelerator to the bottom, and there is only one left. When the 27-year-old Wang Yibo crossed the finish line at the Zhuhai International Circuit, many viewers didn't react. How did this idol star who is known to everyone as a good singer and dancer suddenly become a serious professional racing driver? In fact, if you calculate carefully, this young man from Luoyang, Henan, has been struggling in the entertainment industry for a full decade. He tore himself off the label of traffic star and made a way that others can't even think of. A road I dare not think of. Back in 2014, 17-year-old Wang Yibo debuted with the Sino-Korean group Unique. At that time, he danced like a robot with a program input, and each movement was accurate to the beat of the music, but people always complained that he can't smile and has a stiff expression. Looking back at those stage videos now, you can see the stubbornness in this young man's bones. No matter what others say he is not good at, he will try his best. Later, he joined Day Up as a host. He was so nervous in front of the camera that he couldn't speak, but privately he secretly bought more than 20 hosting textbooks, and wrote down Wang hands-on-the-spot reactions in a small notebook and pondered them over and over again. Full stop. What really made audiences across the country remember him was the 2019 drama The Untamed. The role of Lan Wangji is not an easy one to play. He had to maintain the cool temperament of a young master from an aristocratic family, while hiding surging emotions and subtle expressions. I heard that there was a scene of screaming in the rain, and he filmed for 7 hours in the pouring rain. He was frozen so hard that his lips turned purple, and he was still repeatedly adjusting his emotions. As a result, as soon as the show was broadcast, the number of his Weibo fans soared like a rocket, and it only took 3 months to increase from 8 million to 40 million. However, what surprised industry insiders the most was not the speed at which he gained fans, but the fact that this young man labeled as a traffic star actually stood out in the role. Just when everyone thought he was going to be an actor, news suddenly came out in 2020, Wang Yibo signed a contract to become a professional motorcycle racer. At the beginning, there was indeed a joke. He crashed and retired from the Zhuhai race. There were all kinds of rumors on the internet. But he ignored the sarcasm. The staff at the training ground said that they once saw him repeatedly practicing cornering movements on the track in 38-degree heat, and the back of his neck was sunburned. 3 years later, when he won the China Endurance Championship trophy, those who laughed at him were dumbfounded. It turns out that celebrities playing racing is not a pose, but can really win awards. He has not fallen behind in acting. When he played a drug enforcement police in Ice, Rain and Fire, there was a scene where he was pressed to the ground by a drug dealer. After the director called cut, it was discovered that his elbow was bleeding. People in the crew said that he would never use a double for any fighting scenes. Once he made a mistake while hanging on the wire and fell down. His ribs hit the prop box and he was in so much pain that he gasped, but he waited until he recovered and continued filming. The seriousness gradually accumulated a good reputation. When the nominations for the Best Actor of the Golden Eagle Awards were announced last year, no one said that he only relies on his face to make a living. The most confusing thing is his ability to do commercial endorsements. Other stars only take promotional photos when they take advertisements, but he is so good that he disassembled motorcycle parts and explained the performance on the live broadcast of Day Up, and sold more than 100 million yuan in 2 hours. Once he wore a domestic jacket in a street dance program, and the stock of that company went up to the daily limit the next day. Now when you turn on the TV, you can see his face everywhere, from luxury goods ads to car promotional videos, from mobile phone boot screens to supermarket shelves. Some economic experts analyzed that his immersive sales can convert fans into real consumers, which is really unique in the entertainment industry. In recent years, he has unlocked a new identity, serving as a mentor in this is street dance, leading young dancers to dance street dance in new ways. This year, he shot a promotional video for Harbin Ice and Snow World, and he was able to mix street dance moves with ice sports, and the grandpa and aunt nodded to the rhythm. I heard that the Ministry of Culture and Tourism also awarded him the title of Z Generation Cultural Promotion Ambassador, otherwise it would be said that young people nowadays know how to play. Seeing that 2025 is approaching, Wang Yibo's schedule is getting more and more dazzling. The movie The Spectator was just finished, and he turned around and entered the racetrack to prepare for the F1 trial. In the middle, he also took time to record the theme song for the Asian Winter Games. When asked by reporters how he balanced so many identities, he gave an analogy. It's like riding a motorcycle through a curve, your body has to follow your center of gravity. This sounds mysterious, but it makes sense when you think about it. The entertainment industry is changing so fast. Those who can be popular for 1 or 2 years are lucky, and those who can be popular for 10 years are tough guys. Looking back at the growth trajectory of this post-90s guy now, it reminds many people, don't always say that traffic stars are short-lived. The key is to see where the traffic is used. Wang Yibo has been struggling for these years and has set an example for young artists. Whether the idol's job is stable or not does not depend on how perfect the personality is, but on whether you dare to turn a hobby that others think is unprofessional into a profession, and break the vase label in the eyes of the audience and reshape it. Wang Yibo's way of life is something that ordinary people can't learn. Last month, Wang Yibo won the second place in a car race. If it happened to someone else, it might be a sports news, but when it happened to him, everyone's first reaction was, how can this kid do everything? Indeed, a 26-year-old can act, dance, host, race, skateboard, rock climb, and even ride a motorcycle in a decent manner. It would be good for an ordinary person to be proficient in 1 or 2 things in his life, but he is good at everything and is very successful in everything. This is not life, this is simply a script with cheats. But if you think about it carefully, his way of life is really something that ordinary people can't learn. Ordinary people go home from work, collapse on the sofa, and are too lazy to even take takeout. They just want to swipe their phones until the end of time. But Wang Yibo is different. His pace of life is so fast that it makes people dizzy. He practices dancing in between filming, takes time to skateboard while recording programs, and squeezes out time to learn rock climbing during racing training. Others don't have enough 24 hours a day, but his day seems to be stretched several times longer. Some people say that this is talent. But no matter how talented you are, you still have to be ruthless. Ordinary people learn a new skill and fish for 3 days and dry the net for 2 days, but he can play anything to a professional level. He can win awards for racing, be a mentor for dancing, and even win awards for acting. How can this be just playing around? It's clear that he works hard at everything. Of course, having said that, it's not that ordinary people don't want to live as exciting as him, but the problem is, where is the money? Learning racing? The price of a professional-grade motorcycle is enough for ordinary people to save for several years. Learning skateboarding? A high-end board costs thousands of yuan, and you have to buy another one if it breaks. Professional equipment, coaching fees, venue fees, which one doesn't cost money? Ordinary people are overwhelmed by mortgages and car loans alone, so how can they have spare money to toss these things? Wang Yibo is different, he has the capital to try. The high income in the entertainment industry allows him to invest regardless of cost, while ordinary people can only sigh in despair. This is not sourness, this is reality. The lives of ordinary people are often bound tightly by various realistic shackles. Work, family, mortgage, children's education. Every step must be carefully calculated. If you take a wrong step, you may have to spend half your life to fill the hole. But Wang Yibo's way of life is more like a luxurious freedom. He can learn because he likes it, and try because he is interested. It doesn't matter if he fails, because there are plenty of opportunities to start over. What about ordinary people? The cost of trial and error is too high. If you take a wrong step, you may not even have a chance to turn things around for. Ordinary people also have their own way of life. Of course, not everyone can live like Wang Yibo. But then again, there is no need to live like him. The splendor of ordinary people may not be high-end things like racing, skateboarding, and rock climbing.
Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to our support channel.